Okay, let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today on a really a deeply unsettling legend. It all centers on this place, Camp Grinlow, and a game that starts as a memory and becomes something else.
It really does. And the setup is just, I mean, it's masterful storytelling. The place itself, Camp Grinlow, is already a failure. It's not a happy memory of a summer camp.
No, it's a ruin.
It's a ruin, exactly. The sources describe collapsing cabins, docks that are just, splintered frames in the water. It immediately tells you that whatever safety was once here is long, long gone.
Yeah. And the people involved, Max, Annie, and our narrator, they're drawn back for such a human reason. Max finds this drone footage of the wreckage, and it triggers this powerful nostalgia.
Right. It's Annie who says it out loud. I kind of miss it. But what's so interesting is what they miss. It's not the camp itself.
No.
It's a specific memory, a feeling of, escaping a counselor, that rush of being young and getting away with something. They see the ruin and they think freedom.
So they go back, they arrive, and the place is just as overgrown and, frankly, hostile as you'd expect. Max is trying to be the jokester, keep things light.
But Annie's quiet. You can tell she feels it. Something's off.
Yeah, but they find the old fire pit, and for a moment, it works. The smoke, the scorched stones. It feels safe again. They're roasting marshmallows, laughing, and they start to reminisce.
And this is the pivot. The whole story turns on this one memory, the game.
Statues and songs.
Statues and songs. The rules were so simple, so innocent. One person turns their back, hums a tune, the others creep forward, humming stops, you freeze.
And they're laughing about how Max used to cheat. He'd push people, trip them, just, kids being competitive.
That detail is so important. It establishes this history of bending the rules, of human-level transgression.
Exactly. They're sitting there, laughing about it, and then they hear it. The same melody from their childhood game.
But it's not a hum.
No, it's this sharp, unnatural whistle, just drifting out of the trees.
And that's a brilliant shift narratively. A hum is human. A whistle like that. It's something else entirely. It signals the game has a new host.
The human explanations come first, of course. Max must have a speaker. It's a prank.
But his phone is dead. And Annie is genuinely denying it. So they're left with this impossible sound, this echo of their own memory turned against them.
And then Max, always the one to push things, he asks the question, should we play?
Even Annie, who is clearly on edge, agrees. She still thinks it's a joke she's not in on.
Right. So they step out of the firelight. The narrative says they step into a clearing marked by these half-buried stones, almost like a game board was already there, waiting for them.
And that's when the first round begins. The whistle starts, they move, it stops, they freeze, and for a second, it's fun.
Yeah, weirdly fun, I think is the phrase used, the thrill of it. But that old competitiveness is still there. Max is trying to get ahead of Annie.
He's still playing the old game, and that's his mistake. He's pulling ahead, so he gives her a shove, just like he would have when they were kids. A human tactic.
But he's not playing against a human.
Not at all. And the punishment is immediate. The whistle cuts out the second she loses her balance.
And the description of what happens next is just horrifying.
It's pure body horror. It's not an attack from the outside. Her own body turns on her. Her knees lock, her neck jerks up, and her spine. It twists so violently that they hear it pop.
You can picture it, the vertebrae bulging, her arms flying out.
And then that final sound, a wet crack! And she's just limp on the ground.
The narrator's first reaction is pure human logic. You killed her, they accuse Max.
Of course, because what other explanation is there? He pushed her. He's frantically looking for a rock she might have hit, anything to make it make sense.
But he knows. He knows she didn't hit anything.
And then any hope of dealing with this on human terms is just erased because the whistling starts again.
Immediately.
Forcing them both to freeze right there, just inches from Annie's body. The air gets heavy, buzzing. The entity is completely, utterly indifferent. The game continues.
This is where Max just breaks. He can't handle the guilt, the horror. He says, screw this, I'm not doing this.
He quits the game.
He turns and walks back towards the one place that felt safe, the campfire.
And in doing so, he breaks the most fundamental rule. You don't just stop playing. The punishment for that is even more specific than Annie's.
Yeah, the source material is very clear. As he steps over the stone ring of the fire pit, what he thinks is the boundary to safety.
His body is yanked upwards from the spine. It just arcs hard, a low crack, and then a final louder snap.
And he falls face down, his neck bent all the way back.
And that's the moment the narrator understands. Max didn't kill Annie, the game did. The entity killed her because she moved at the wrong time, and it killed Max because he left the playing field.
Survival now depends on one thing.
Playing the game, you have to keep playing. All that grief and logic, it's overridden by this primal need to not end up like them.
So the whistle resumes, and the narrator, shaking, injured, forces themselves to take those first steps.
This is where we finally start to get a sense of what they're walking towards. As the narrator gets closer, a figure starts to take shape in the darkness.
And the description.
Yeah.
It's not what you'd expect.
No. The key feature, the thing that makes it all click into place, is that the light from the campfire is passing through it. Through these uneven slits carved deep into its chest.
And the realization hits. That's the whistle.
That's the whistle. It's the sound of the entity exhaling, the sound of air being forced through those holes. The host is the instrument.
You can see its ribs. It's just standing there, stiff, waiting. And the narrator has to keep walking, timing every single step to its breath while trying not to pass out from terror.
Then they trip, ankle rolls on a root, and they go down hard. The whistle cuts out.
And in that frozen silence, all they can think is, this is it. It's my turn.
The pain in the ankle is nothing compared to that fear, but then the whistle starts again.
A second chance.
Yeah.
So they push up, limping, the pain making it almost impossible to keep the rhythm. 10 feet away, 5. They're close enough to smell it now.
And the smell is described as warm metal and moss. Again, that combination of the unnatural and the natural.
The narrator makes a choice. They can't look at it anymore. They just squeeze their eyes shut and reach out a hand.
Fulfilling the final rule, touch the host. The fingers make contact with something solid.
And the whistle stops.
In silence.
And when the narrator opens their eyes, the figure is gone.
It's gone. They're just touching a tree, a tall, rough tree trunk. The supernatural element has vanished.
But the proof is still there. Screaming pain from their ankle, and the bodies of Max and Annie just twisted shapes in the flickering firelight.
The victory means nothing. You win the game, and you're left completely alone with the consequences. The narrator collapses, and the grief, the loss, it all comes flooding back.
And that final line from the narrative is just so haunting. I cried because I lived.
It's a devastating victory, and it leaves you wondering, what is the point of the game for the entity? It seems to just collect the losers, the ones who break the rules, the survivors just left.
Yeah. Which brings us to the most chilling part of this whole thing. The camp is still there, the fire pit, the clearing, the game board is still set.
The entity didn't die, it just vanished when the round was over.
So the thought we have to leave you with is, what happens next? What happens when some other group of kids, chasing their own nostalgia, finds their way to Camp Grinlow?
And they hear that familiar tune, that demanding whistle starting up in the trees. Is the game just waiting for new players?